What's going on, guys? Welcome to Rants Red Talk, where we discuss all the topics you send through to me on Twitter. And before we get into it, just to remind you, the vlog is up. 5 weeks out, contender celebrity grudge match. Make sure you head over and watch that vlog, man. I had a laugh with my brother and my friends, man. Them man are mad. So yeah, I'm gonna put the link in the description of this that went up earlier. But without further ado, we got some very good questions. We're gonna get straight into that. Right, Kev McGee at Kev7McGee. Do you think Ollie was having a dig at the current centre backs at the club yesterday when he said we we could do with Ronnie and Yap at the back? Yeah, I do think he was. Do you know what I mean? If I'm honest, one thing I've said about Ollie is, as much as I question a lot of the decisions he makes in terms of tactics and stuff like that, because tactically I just don't think he's a great manager. Like, there's not very many amazing tactical coaches in football in general. Do you know what I mean? So that's not a dig at Ollie. I think that he's very set in how he wants to play football, and there's no deterioration from that. Do you know what I mean? Like, he's got it in his head that, like, he likes industrious players. Do you know what I mean? And that's just what it is. He's got a very old school English mentality in terms of like how he wants his teams to play. Do I like that? Not really, but like, I feel like he wants us to play the right kind of football. Because if you look at how United always used to play, United were always attacking and aggressive. Do you know what I mean? But they weren't always the best to watch. They weren't, if you're honest. Like, we never played football like Arsenal. Like, even Chelsea in 05, with Robin, DoF and Drogba, like, they played better football than us as well. Do you know what I mean? We weren't amazing to look at. But one thing we did have here was we were aggressive, we were attacking, and we ground teams down just by beating them until they fell over. Do you know what I mean? We were very much a pressure team. So I do think he was having a dig because he knows levels. He's played with world-class players, so he knows what it takes to play at the top for Manchester United. I always said that Jaap Stam's my favourite centre-back that's ever played for the club. I believe he's the best centre-back that's played in the 30 years I've been alive. And he just has everything. Ball player, physical, fast, strong, reads the game, like, he's brave. He's got everything. And you saw the way he was kicking man up in the air, bruv. Jaap Stam don't do friendlies either. Do you know what I'm saying? Him and Ronnie Johnson. Ronnie read the game very well, very cultured centre-back, and we lacked that, and I think he knows that. And also, remember I said before, Victor Lindelof, a lot of man overrate him because he's just around a bunch of shit players, bruv. Now you man are seeing, like, Victor Lindelof can't see a Ronnie Johnson, bruv. You know what I mean? Or probably not even a Hennenberg, but like, he looks amazing now in this current system because everyone else is whack. That's why when I said I'll bring in 2 centre-backs and everyone's like, what about Lindelof? I'm still setting these men to the standards of the Manchester United I expect. And that is to be tangling with Europe's elite. And if you're tangling with Europe's elite, yeah, even a Victor Lindelof isn't really good enough. But I'll keep him for one more season, yeah, as a starting centre-half if we get one in. And then I'm looking to bring in another centre-back if we're really serious. So I do think he was having a dig, and rightly so. But the good thing is, at least he knows that Jones and Smalling ain't levels, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. The next one, Jamie Arnold, recognize this name. I think I've read out a few of yours before. At J.A. Arnold J. All right. Where's the director of football, or is it all a smokescreen? I have been told that there is a football director in place. It has been decided who that person is going to be, and I've also heard rumours that it's not one person and that there's going to be like almost like a transfer committee or something like that. So there'll be like 2 or 3 ex-players involved, and they will kind of do it, bro. I don't like how silent it's got, if I'm honest. I did hear that the last game of the season there was a DOF in the executive box and they wouldn't disclose who it was. However, right now, I honestly couldn't tell you what the fuck's going on, bruv. Like, the season is still not over. What people need to realise is there's still 2 finals. A lot of people have still got games to play. So with that in mind, I think the impatience over lack of transfer movement, I think that that's something people need to chill with, at least until after the finals. Yes, Dortmund have done some business already, etc., etc. But a lot of the time, these clubs that are doing business this early, it's because they know that they've got players on the way out, so they're securing the replacements for these players beforehand. Like for instance, what's his name is going to the American U is going to Chelsea, bro, the winger. So because he's going to Chelsea, Dortmund already pretty much know I've got the money already. So I can go out and cop a couple wingers because I know how much money I'm getting in for them. I know his name's completely gone from my head now, bro. I hate when that happens. But yeah, they know that the money's in the bank. So because you know the money's in the bank, you can go out and get your guys early. Most of the time, if man are securing man early, it's because they're getting in someone to replace someone outgoing. We don't have any massive departures outgoing, so for that reason, we don't need to be copping man right now. But once Lukaku leaves, which will be very soon, I think Sanchez, we should get him off the books as well. We'll start to see movement. We'll start to see movement soon because by pre-season, Oli wants his man them in place, guys. Yeah. Let me know how you're feeling about this DOF. Do you think it's not going to happen? Me personally, I believe something is happening. But to be honest, I completely understand if you man ain't trusting these guys because they've been moving shady for a while. At Stretford N17, are the De Ligt rumours just Mino Raiola's way of using us to get a better contract for De Ligt at Barcelona? I don't think so, you know. The reason why I say that is Mino has a very, very good relationship with Ed Woodward. I don't know if I've mentioned this before on a Rants Red Talk or if it's just group chat talk, because me and my boys have got a Man United group and we're always talking. Mino and Ed, they understand each other. They're both about the bag, innit? They're money men. That's all it is. It makes financial sense for Mino to do business with Manchester United because we are one of the biggest players in the game. We've got chips. We got money, innit? And Mino likes his agent's fee, blood. So Mino knows, he's like, if I can get you with the lit, I can get my money in my pocket, fam. Do you know what I'm saying? And that's it. And also, I can get my player more money. If I get my player more money, then the percentage of his wage that I get is more money for me. So Mino is about getting his player the most amount of money and getting himself the most amount of money. Zlatan even said it, bruv. Mino will always get his player the bag. Same with Mkhitaryan, bruv. Even when we took Mkhitaryan away, he made sure that Mkhitaryan got his bag. Like, this is what Mino does, bruv. And that's why the players love him and the clubs hate him, because he drives a hard bargain. But if he's your agent, he's going to get you the corn. For me, De Ligt even openly came out and he was like, Barcelona ain't my dream move. I don't have a dream team. My dream team was Ajax and I already play for them. So my next move is going to be a career move based on what's best for my future. And that includes how much game time I'm going to get, etc., etc. Like, it's not a straightforward decision, bruv. It's not just about who pays him more P's. Barcelona got Longley. They've got PK. Do you know what I'm saying? They've got Umtiti. If he comes to Manchester United, he's their number one centre-back. If he goes to Barcelona, he should be their number one centre-back in terms of how much they paid for him. But man's got competition. He's not guaranteed a start, bruv. Do you know what I mean? So, career-wise, coming to Manchester United, he might look at it and say, you know what, I'll walk into that team. I can have a presence. I can be given responsibility. I've already got responsibility at Ajax. At Barcelona, I'm going to be just another player because Lionel Messi still rules the roost there. Then you've still got the likes of the Suarez's and other big names that are ahead of him and the PKs. He could look at it and say, yo, I want to be the centre-back leader. I want to go to Manchester United and run things for that reason. Obviously, the P's will be nice too, but we've also got the Van der Sar link as well. So, like, there's a lot of factors. Like, I wouldn't rule us out based on the fact that we don't have Champions League football because we didn't have it when we bagged Paul Pogba or Zlatan. Do you know what I mean? I think if Ed can convince him that the project that we are working on is actually solid and it's not another fucking throwaway where he's going to waste 4 years of his life like Paul Pogba did, then I think that De Ligt can still be convinced, guys. Let me know what you think in the comments. At official_Punzi, bruv. Again, he keeps coming with the solid questions, bruv. I know I've answered a few of his questions. I'm starting to see some regular names. So I'm starting to know some of you, man, definitely know your football, bruv. Why is it so hard for modern players of United to perform their basic fundamentals to the highest level, as shown by our legends last night? Is the modern game too concerned about flair and style instead of being effective? what I would say is it's not based more on flair and style. I'd say the modern game, yeah, is more concerned about the athlete than the footballer. That's why you get the likes of Marcus Rashford, yeah, that's a footballer. Because technically, he shouldn't be a professional footballer. I'm gonna be completely honest with you, bruv. Like, he's poor. Same with Theo Walcott and all of these, man. You see all of these pace merchants now. Back in the day, if you couldn't do the basic fundamentals technically in football, you couldn't be a footballer, bruv. You couldn't. Like, you had to have something freakishly about you. Even Peter Crouch, he's 7 foot, but he's got a beautiful touch, bruv. Do you see what I mean? Now, you're getting a lot of these guys that are just exceptional athletes and shit footballers, like your Lukaku's. Do you think that Lukaku could have become a professional footballer in the late 90s, early 2000s, in the eras of the Adrianos, Ronaldos, Batistuttas, Vieiras and that, bruv? If you ain't got a touch on that, you're not a footballer, bruv. Do you see what I'm saying? And I just think that the modern game, yeah, is going more towards the athlete because it's the speed of the game, it's all of these other things, like, and the actual technical aspect is overlooked. And that's why you see very few players now that are in the top tier of football. Back in the day, the Ballon d'Or used to change hands pretty much every year or every other year, bruv. It did, innit? Like, in the eras, yeah, when you look at guys like Pavel Nedved, like Rakoba, Raquelme, like all these man, yeah, like, they were competing with the Luis Figos, the fucking, the Zinedine Zidanes, bruv, the Kakas, the Ronaldinhos. There were so many elite players at one time, yeah, that these man, depending on whose club won what, they might win something. Now, it's all like, oh, who's going to win it? Messi or Ronaldo? Messi or Ronaldo and that. There's no competition. We can't even say who's the third best player in the world because outside of them two, it's anyone's, bruv. Like, and these man outside, like the Eden Hazards and that, these man are not levels to the likes of the man that I've said. Even the likes of like the Seedorfs and all these man, yeah, these man are better than what you man are calling the next tier in football right now. You see what I'm saying? So I think a lot of these men are getting paid too much money too young, so there's not as much pressure to be good. You don't have to be good to get money. Like, do you know what I mean? Luke Shaw's on 190 bags a week, bruv. Like, Lukaku's on 250 bags a week. Like, you don't have to be a brilliant player to command a huge fee now. Like, little youths here that haven't even played first team football are on 20, 30 grand a week. So there's no incentive to actually improve your skill and get to that level because man are comfortable very early. They don't have to worry about a second job after football. So I think that it's a combination between football moving on and also them man just, there's no incentive to be great anymore. You know what I mean? And a lot of people are just going to take the easy way out. That's a fucking sick question. Guys, if you got anything to add to that you think I might have missed, or even if you disagree, bro, let me know in the comment section, man. This is what it's about. It's your show. Next one. Greg at JZIGHMI. G Zigme, I'm guessing it says. Hey man, can we have your thoughts on reports that Mike Ashley has agreed to sell the club to 350 million to the cousins of Sheikh Mansour? Keep up the good work. Bruv, if Newcastle got taken over and get that Arab money, we're in trouble, cuz. Don't get it twisted. Obviously, the venue itself, I mean, the location means that there's not going to be man queuing up to play for Newcastle. It's fucking cold, innit? However, they've got a big fan base. There's a decent history. And if them man take over Newcastle, they're going to be up there, innit? Like, it's a good club to take over. They monopolize the support in their region and they have a lot of it. So if Newcastle get taken over by that, I expect them to do a Wolves and just be competing in the next 2-3 years. Expect it. You know what I mean? Look out for who they bring in as manager. That will tell you like what these men are really on, innit? But fam, I'm just looking at it and I'm just like, bruh, I don't know, does Rafa stay? Now he's got peace. Could do, you know what I mean? Or they might do a continental thing, I don't know. But even saying that, Rafa's little black book, I reckon he could get some ballers in there. So, fucking hell, yeah. Like, Newcastle could become a threat. Not immediately, but I think that Newcastle, within the next 3 years, if they have really decided to sell this thing, I think they could be a serious team. Let me know what you think in the comments, my guys. All right. This guy's name just says too many DJs at United. I don't even know. Do you think Lingard has messed up Rashford? When Rashford first came into the scene, he was a hard-working, determined player. Now he's some dabbing DJ with a bad attitude, and all that happened once he became best mates with Dabble Boy Lingard. Honestly, I don't think so. I can't blame Jay Links for that, yeah? Let me tell you something about Marcus Rashford. I just think, yeah, that all the adulation, yeah, has gone to his head, bruv. I don't think it's got anything to do with Jesse Lingard. Marcus Rashford's a quiet boy. Jesse Lingard has probably been like a big brother to him for a long time. I don't think that this is something new. The whole Rashford in dressing like Jesse and that, I think he just looks up to Jesse because Jesse's like a big bro to him. I don't think that that's the issue. I think the issue is, yeah, him basically being undroppable, yeah, because Solskjaer's on his nuts. That's an issue. You know what I'm saying? All the adulation and stuff that he gets from the press, and every time he plays shit, no one blames him. So he's being wrapped in cotton wool right now. So this guy thinks he's better than he is. That's just what it is. Because, and it's a lot of the same with the English players. Like, they're always quick to point their fingers at the foreign players and stuff like that. But when it comes to the English lads, whether they're old or young, they get protected by the press and they always want to deflect it. So I just think that Rashford has, like, the hype has got to his head a little bit. I don't think that's got anything to do with Jesse, bro. Because he still works hard. He still runs around, bro. He's just not good. It's just it. Like, his end product's fucking wasteful. Like, do you know what I'm saying? His close control's not great, bro. He runs into cul-de-sacs. You know what I mean? Like, when I look at him, nothing tells me that he's going to be an elite player at any time, bruv. Man say he's young and that. In football terms, 22 is not young, bruv. I don't care. Do you know what I'm saying? I've seen what Michael Owen was doing at 22. See what Mbappe's doing now. See what Messi and them man were doing at 22, bruv. Like, there's nothing about Marcus Rashford that tells me he's going to be elite. Like, all the men that were wavy, like elite players, when they were in the under-21s for their countries, these men were winning golden balls and they were being talked about. Do you know what I mean? Like, no one was talking about Marcus Rashford in, like, the England under-19s and all of that, bruv. Because he weren't that good, fam. Like, you know what I'm saying? There's guys like Ryan Brewster and that, who's at Liverpool. Like, he's a baller. Man, I'm hearing his name ringing off here, and he don't even play for my club. I never heard Marcus Rashford's name until LVG brought him through. He wasn't even doing bits in the reserves. Do you know what I mean? So, really and truly, like, I think man have just overgassed Marcus, bruv. And it's not his fault that he's been overgassed, but it shows a lot about his temperament that he's let it get to his head, bruv. I think he's just become complacent. And I think that United need to bring in another striker if they want to get the best out of Rashford, bruv. Bring in another striker, sit his Clark on the bench, let him know that this is Manchester United. If you want to start, you have to be good enough, bruv. You know what I mean? And you can put away, like, the stupid fucking lines in your head and all of these things, bruv, and get back to the basics, cuz. Do you know what I mean? So I think that that's what needs to be done with Marcus. Let me know what you think in the comments, guys. Next one, at Nicotine Curry. I think I've read you out before as well. Do you think Ole is going to experiment with the 4-3-2-1? No, 4-3-1-2. That's the 4-4-2 diamond formation. If we sign Dybala or Griezmann, Dybala is the type of player that can excel in a false nine role. Bro, I don't know if Ole knows how to do that, bro, if I'm honest. Like, I think Ole likes to play a certain way and he'll buy players to fit that system. We're not going to see Ole experimenting too much with formations. I don't think he's that kind of gaffer. I don't think he's got it in him, if I'm completely honest. Ed Woodward does want a marquee signing. I think we all know that. The reason why Real Madrid and Manchester United continue to have record revenue sales is, if you buy big names, they sell shirts. So even if you're paying these man 10 million a year, these men are bringing in you 40, 50, 60 million in terms of shirt sales all around the globe, innit? So this is the psychology behind bringing in them big names. I think Ed Woodward will try and bring in one because he can't fucking help himself. If we get Griezmann, yeah, bruv, it don't matter where we play him, our team becomes better straight away, innit? Dybala, I'm not sold on. He seems like another Di Maria. He could fancy it, he could not. You know what I mean? Whereas Griezmann is definite. But I'm not really trying to talk about them kind of ballers right now because we just need to sign someone right now. That would be amazing, don't get me wrong, but I doubt we're going to get a De Ligt, yeah, and a player like that. I think it'll be one or the other. Like, I think if we get De Ligt, that will be our marquee. And then that will be it, bruv. And then man will be signing Nathan Redmond. Let me know what you think in the comments, bruv, about Ole tactically, guys. Right. Luke Andrews. At Luke Andrews, yeah. At LUK3 Andrews. What are your expectations for next season in terms of our style of play? How well do you expect us to be playing next year? Bruv, I don't have any expectations. I have to see who we bring in first, because I don't think Ole's going to make us play better football by coaching them, because I just don't think he's that good a coach, bruv. I think there's... Yeah, he's not an elite coach, bruv. He's not proven shit in football. Let's be honest. He's not like a Poch where, you know, when Poch comes in, the style of football is going to be a certain way. When Pep comes in, you know, Klopp comes in, Jardim, you know. Like, for me, Ole hasn't even... I think he's still learning who he is as a football coach. He hasn't stamped anything down. Like, he don't have an identity yet in the game. He's too fresh. He's too raw. So because of that, I don't even think he knows what he wants to do yet. So I think it would be silly of us to think, yeah, Ole's going to have man playing some fucking champagne football, blood. Just don't see it. All I can say is we have to finish in the top 4 next year. That's it. And we have to have a fast start, because I think that if Ole starts the season the way he ended last season, he's getting sacked before Christmas. So let me know. What do you think? What are your expectations in terms of football? Do you think you know like what formation or what kind of football he's trying to go? I would say he does like his fullbacks to bomb on, because Manchester United do that traditionally. I think we're in danger of him trying to bring back the old days, and that I think we need to... I don't know. I just think we need a new identity, man. I think holding on to this 99 Sir Alex Ferguson way of playing football could be detrimental, bruv. That was a different era of football, man. We need to evolve with the times and also the players that we have. At United, in my brain, was Roy Keane really that good a footballer? Certain man want to say that he was on that Xavi Scholes level. Bruv, I know you're one of my young followers, and yeah, you know what it is, yeah? With Roy Keane, it was Roy Keane's presence and his... it was how he affected games. Why people rave about Roy Keane so much. Like, technically, he weren't nowhere near a Paul Scholes, bruv. Nowhere near. He weren't nowhere near Xavi and that. Like, when people talk about Roy Keane, like Mark does it as well, because Roy Keane was a hero of his. They talk about Roy Keane like he was like this amazing passer of the game and ball, and that he dictated play, and he didn't. Roy Keane was a midfield enforcer. That's what he was, bruv. Like, he was very good at doing the simple things, bruv. He broke up play. He read the game very well, put his foot in and passed it 2-3 yards, bruv. I don't remember seeing Roy Keane play a pass further than a 5-yard pass. He couldn't dribble. He couldn't go past people. He couldn't do any of that. He just won the ball and passed it. That's all he did, innit? So, I'm not saying that that's not good. Like, I'm not saying that, bruv. Do you know what I mean? But what I'm saying is, technically, he wasn't amazing, bruv. Like, when I said, like, Ander Herrera just wins the ball and passes it, bro, technically, he was a better player than Roy Keane, bruv. Ander Herrera can drop a shoulder, turn guys, like, in little tight corners and that. Keno wasn't that kind of guy. Keno was exactly what you got on the tin, Ron Seal, bruv. Like, break up the play, give it to the man that can play ball, Scholesy, so he can zip it 30. Do you know what I'm saying? Roy Keane's presence and his leadership here was what made Roy Keane the player he was. It was his character on the pitch and the respect that he had from his own teammates and from the people that he played against, bruv. Like, respect and fear, blood, because a lot of men feared Roy Keane, bruv. Like, he had a real presence, and I think that's what made him the footballer he was. It's not really fair to compare him to the maestros of your Xavi, Pirlo, Scholes is. Do you know what I mean? Because he wasn't that kind of player. But what Roy Keane was effective. So yeah, he was a good footballer, bruv. Like, in his own way, but he wasn't the type of footballer that you're comparing him to, bruv. So for all the young men that never got to see Keno play, that's what Keno was on, bruv. All right. At Mr. L.S. Archer, Rabiot on a free. Absolutely, blood. Rabiot is the baller that Matic thinks he is, blood. Rabiot can dribble. He can go past, man. He can pass. He can shoot. He's got good vision. Do you know what I'm saying? Like, Rabiot's class, man. He's got a bit of pace as well. Got a bit of pace about him as well. He can open his legs out, bruv. Unlike Matic, bruv, the snail. Like, I think he would be perfect. I think he would be perfect. On a free, I think it is stupid not to go for Rabiot, if I'm honest. As a Manchester United fan, you have to go for Rabiot, guys. If you're not too familiar on him, like, look him up. Like, he's exactly what we need in terms of the transition between midfield and attack, box to box. Like, if we want to save peas and go for, like, I would go for like a deep lying player, like a Wilfred Ndidi or something. Yeah, you get an Ndidi that wins the ball, then you get a Rabiot that carries it, and then you get Pogba at the top of that three. You're laughing, innit? If man don't want to spend the peas on Ndombele, you get Rabiot on a free. Like for me, man are saying, yeah, let's get one midfielder. But if Rabiot's free, you can get two. Like, come on, like use your brain. Use your brain. You know what I mean? That's what Arsenal did. Like with the stuff like Lichtsteiner and them, man, bruv. Like, listen, like the manager came in and said, yo, I need numbers. I need reinforcements. And he utilised the market. He went and got a cheap Guendouzi. He went and got a Lichtsteiner that even though you can only get like a year or two out of him, it's an extra body, innit? We're in this position where we need quality and also we need bodies. And a player as good as Rabiot on a free, it is an absolute no-brainer. Okay, make sure you head over to the Instagram. The Instagram, we're going to hit up the rest of the questions. We still got 2 more questions. Do you think if players had a choice between City and United, where do you see them going? Especially with Maguire and Wan-Bissaka reported targets for both City and United. And also young Teflon, thoughts on signing leaders and serial winners, i.e. Sergio Ramos, as opposed to the De Ligts, and spending 100 million on an attacker or defender in this current squad. 2 very good questions I'm going to answer on the Instagram, on the IGTV. So make sure you add the Instagram, at Rants and Bants on Instagram and Twitter. Head over there and see the rest of the show, guys. It's been fucking brilliant. Your questions are fucking sick. As usual, man. I got some people that really know about their football in here. Also, in the comments, you got your ticket link. And you've also got my boxing gym as well. If you can follow my boxing gym, would be very much appreciated. We're doing a lot of stuff in the community, as you will see in the vlog that I've put out earlier, and it would just be sick to have your support, bruv. Every follower counts, bruv. It just helps with the algorithms and just marketing and stuff like that, man. Getting traffic in the gym. So appreciate you guys. And yeah, we got the Flex and Rant show, WTF, we filmed today. That'll be out tomorrow. And yeah, we're going to keep this content coming throughout the summer. And then before you know it, pre-season's up and running and we're rolling. So, peace out, guys.